Hello, my name is Mark and welcome to I Am Organic Gardening, located in Zone 6B in the state of New Jersey. And today I'm going cuckoo over coconut coir, and that's in a good way. Now here's a better close-up of it. Now it comes in this plastic sleeve, so let me remove this and you can see it better here. We'll open it up and then much better. We see the net weight is 1.4 pounds. And also on the back, a lot of people are going to ask me this, is here, it is OMRI listed, O-M-R-I, which stands for Organic Material Review Institute. So it is 100% certified organic usage. So on the back here also too, and I'll make a copy of this and post it to my Facebook page so you can read it easier too. But here it says, promotes abundant populations of beneficial aerobic soil microorganisms. And that's what my channel is all about, is we're going to make this explode to help our container gardenings, like 5-gallon buckets, which I'll do a later video on. And also this is great for, and we're going to be using it for our seed starting trays. Now, we're going to add some other things to it, meaning some fertilizer so we get some more nutrients in there. But I want to show you this before we start. And this is the actual product here. This is pretty cool. This is the, hopefully, that's the coconut coir. It comes in a kind of a hard brick. It's been pressured down and solid, and then we're going to add some water to it later on in the video, and we're going to expand it, and then we're going to look at it again. But great product, has lots of beneficial uses in both container gardenings and also in our seed starting mix. I'd like to show you a small demonstration between coconut coir and your regular peat moss seedling mix. Now, I've been using coconut coir for years and I highly recommend it. And I'll show you this two-step process I do, which is basically use coconut coir in the seedling tray or in my container gardens, and I just add worm castings on top. And that's it. It's that simple, and then plant your seeds into it. And you'll never have a problem with it drying out too quickly, lack of nutrients, because the worm castings are excellent, but I'll show that further in the video. So let's do the demonstrations. I'm going to put 2 containers on the table here, and we'll fill them up with 1 gallon of water each. Now the water, when you do it, just let the water sit. If you're using tap water, let the water sit for at least 24 hours and the chlorine will come out of the water if you're using tap water. Now, we're going to put them in the bowl and then just let it expand and show you how quickly the water goes into each of these products very nicely. Here we have our 2 glass bowls. I'm going to add 1 gallon of water into each one. I'm going to fill this one up first here, and then the next one. Now it's a little overkill by using 1 gallon of water, but I want to make sure it fills up properly so there's no challenge here. So we're going to take our coconut coir brick here, like so, and we're going to put it just right in there. It floats a little bit, and now we're going to take our peat moss mix that comes compressed also too, with perlite in it, and we're going to add that in there and make sure it's about the equal amount in 2 pieces. And let that float around. And now we're going to see how quickly it absorbs. And you'll notice already on the one here, let me get a close-up for you. And you can see just within, what, less than a minute here, how quickly that coconut coir is absorbing that water and then opening up and expanding here. We are about 2 minutes into it, and you can see that brick has expanded so much already, almost at least double the size, and starting to fall apart. And this is only about 2 to 3 minutes later right now. And our compressed peat moss here, not doing so well. It takes a long time for peat moss to absorb water and to retain water. Here's a nice side-by-side comparison. Again, that coconut coir is doing so much better compared to our peat moss. And that's what I want to make in a point here. When you're using it in a seedling tray or let's say a 5-gallon bucket or a tote or else too, your peat moss is pretty much at a disadvantage. Even if this came in, let's say, an uncompressed form, like a bag potting mixer, then it's more fluffy, it would still have the same problem. It would not absorb, and that's what I'm trying to do. This has a good wicking action. It brings, and that's what I'll show you later on with the tray, the coconut coir has the ability to bring up water from the bottom of the seedling tray and transfer it to your plants and give that nice comparison. And this is just about to fall over. That's how much is going on here. But I also want to show you also the water level completely different at the bottom. So let's look at the bottom of the bowl. Look at the difference already just 10 minutes later. Our coconut coir, the water is almost completely gone. And in our peat moss mix over here, the water level is pretty much the same. That's when I'll show you how good this coconut coir is for your inside your say seeding starting trays or your mixes or in your container gardens. It has such a wicking ability to draw up water from the bottom, which is actually very good in seeding trays, but compared to your peat moss, which is dried out and compressed just like the coconut coir, it doesn't have that ability to wick as much as the coconut coir. 10 minutes have gone by and you can see here our coconut coir has expanded very nicely. Now I could use more water. It's a little bit dry on top, so I can add another probably half a gallon of water to this. But we're going to start using this in our seeding tray, and I just want to show you a small demonstration right now, and I'll make a better video later on how I use this to start my seedlings, because it's all moisture ready and ready to go inside the tray. And here's our peat moss. It is starting to slowly bring in the moisture here on the edge. But again, peat moss is not that bad to use, but if you can afford to use coconut coir and buy it and purchase it, I highly recommend it, because you can definitely see the difference, and that's what I'm showing you. And also too, if you wish, you can use, let's say, 70% coconut coir and also add 30% peat moss to it, and that's also a good starting mix. Here's my normal seeding tray. There's actually 60 cells or individual holes here. Now, what I just do, and I'm going to make a better complete video of this. So now I have my coconut coir that is moist already from absorbing all that water, and I fill up my trays nice and easily here. And let's just get a nice good handful here. And I fill it all the way to the top. And I'll brush it a little bit off to the side here. Now, what's nice about this, and here's my little trick, is that now it's nice and flat and even. I just take the next tray over, and let's break this apart. Now, if I'm going to seed something, let's say I'm going to seed tomatoes. Now what I'll do is I'll just take this, and tomatoes, they recommend about a 1/4 inch deep inside, plant about a 1/4 inch deep, and I'll just push this down about a 1/4 inch. Now you're not compressing it too much, and don't worry about it. I've done this for years and it works very nicely. So now you can see all those places are down here about a 1/4 inch. I'll just take my tomato seeds and place it right in the middle. You can do 1 or 2, whatever you want to do. And I don't have a lot here, so I'm just going to cover this up. Now, once they're placed in the middle, I would just place my nice worm castings here and just fill it right back up to the top again on the whole tray and smooth that out. Now, when it comes to watering, it's just simple. Always water from the bottom up here. So we're just going to take the tray, we're just going to put about, let's say, a 1/2 inch of water to start with, and we'll fill out the bottom of that tray. The tray that has no holes in the bottom, so it's a nice water reservoir. And that's what I'm speaking about. All that beautiful wicking action that I just talked about here is going to come up and moisten those worm castings, and then is going to dilute them, and then all the nutrients go back down slowly, and that's how nice. And you never really have to worry. Like, we have busy lives here all the time, and so do you. So when you see the top of this area becoming dry, that's the time to re-water or check the water again in there. Now, you want it to kind of dry out every so often, but the best thing is you're not going to hurt the roots of the plant or give it a problem with it, because that coconut coir has a great ability to hold moisture. And it's a 2-step process doing it. Coconut coir, worm casting on top, and everything is beautiful. I've seen healthy plants, very healthy plants come from this. You're starting off with an organic mix. Everything is certified. Again, it's not costly by any means. Your worm castings are pretty much $1 a pound, and your coconut coir, it can range, but it's all available on Amazon and is easily accessible. But again, you're starting off with a great root system, a great plant, and everything is good. I'm so happy to share with you how this coconut coir has actually made my life a little bit easier. Now again, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below and I'll get right back to you. Easy to do, easy to understand, and it's really getting those seeds started the correct way and having enough moisture and having the worm castings on top of it that will supply nutrients to it. And a lot of people think that worm castings don't supply enough nutrients, but also in the worm castings, again, is those microorganisms, the bacteria, the fungi, the protozoans, and the nematodes that are going to help those plants later on when they go out in your garden. So starting them off properly in the beginning is a key to success. Now, if you have any questions, please write a comment to me and I'll be more than happy to answer your question. Thank you for watching today. Enjoy it. Please subscribe. Please like it when you get a chance. It helps out my channel immensely. And I'll talk to you again shortly. Have a great day. And the sun's coming out and we're going to go outside in the garden hopefully shortly, or at least starting in the basement, starting some seeds soon, cabbage, etc. But we're going to go over all the seed starting tricks that I have on my farm and in my garden. But again, I will share them with you shortly in the future. Thanks. Enjoy. Bye.